All right, big waves out there. I have to do them over here because they don't work always with the camera. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. I wasn't even kidding. I need Colleen to follow me around. Maybe text me first thing when you wake up and tell me the day of the week. I was convinced. So I do the word of the day. I prep it the night before, and then I send Brent the word so that he can do his prep work whenever he gets to it. And so I was convinced right after Wednesday Wisdom, so we're not going to talk about that too much. I was convinced after Wednesday Wisdom that today was Friday, so I pulled up one of the fun words from Marlene, completely prepped it, woke up this morning and went, wait a minute, woman, you were skipping a day of the week. So today's Thursday. Tomorrow we'll do a fun one. Today we're going to do a good one. It'll be fun too. So our word today is acknowledge, and this was given to us by Cheryl Elliott. So thank you so much for the word and keep them coming. Arlene thinks that I need some vocabulary enhancement. So she sends me some really hard ones. Arlene, we'll get to them, but I'm going to stick to the ones I kind of know. So we're going to stick to those first. So today we're going to do acknowledge. And I saw one birthday out there, but I don't know if she's on. But if it's your birthday and you're here today, please let us know because we really want to sing to you. That's the best part. I know that's why you get on here is just hear all of our voices. But the word today is acknowledge, and the definition is to recognize, accept, or show that you are aware of something. And what does it actually mean though? Like I love the definition. That's great. That's good information. But what does that actually mean? And acknowledge is more than noticing. It's intentionally, keyword there, recognizing and giving value to. And I think about sometimes you ever get in an argument with somebody and you're like, I'm talking over here and they're talking over here, and neither of us are actually acknowledging what's being said. Like we're just so focused on, like, I'm right, dang it. Just come agree with me and then we can move on. But I'm not actually hearing, I'm not actually recognizing, I'm not actually giving value to what they're saying to me, to their feelings, to the moment, to the truth in that moment. And so acknowledging is saying, I see you, I hear you, and I recognize your importance. And I'm going to say that in a fight, that's important, right? If you want to make up at the other side. So that's probably something that I should work on just a tad bit more, but we're going to work on it. We're learning about it right now. So what I looked into today is a couple different things. So first of all, what should we acknowledge? What are some things in our life that maybe we're not giving the recognition that we should? So first of all, our own efforts. We're all going out there in our days and we're doing things that could be a little bit hard for us. Now, maybe what's hard for me is not the same thing that's hard for Reen, right? He's like, oh, that's no problem. And I'm like, well, no, that's a struggle. But I have to recognize for myself what the hard things are for myself and give myself credit for the progress, whatever it is, no matter how small. I took 2 extra steps yesterday. I drank an extra sip of water. Drinking water is hard. Whatever it may be, I'm going to recognize those little tiny things. Next is the people in our lives. We are surrounded by beautiful humans, incredible team members, family members, mentors, doctors and nurses, and all the things. We are surrounded by beautiful humans that support us in a million different ways. And sometimes we can take those things for granted and not acknowledge them at all. So just take a moment to acknowledge some of those beautiful humans in our lives. Next is opportunities. Even the ones that seem really small can be stepping stones to something so much greater. And that makes me think about kind of a little bit about my journey here in this industry. I literally started something brand new that terrified me 3/4 to death for grocery money, right? Like I stepped into it because I was praying for grocery money. That's all I wanted. That's all I could imagine. And man, fast forward 15 years. So don't think this was an overnight success, but fast forward 15 years and it's changed every single aspect of my life for the better. And I'm in a different place now financially than I was then because I took advantage of that little tiny opportunity. I'm forever grateful for it. Next is to acknowledge those challenges that we have recognizing a challenge is the first step to overcoming it, right? So maybe I'm recognizing that I'm not super strong and I've got to carry a kind of a heavy pack at some point. And so I need to recognize this weakness so I can go start lifting heavier things so I can get a little bit stronger, for example. And then lastly, we should acknowledge gratitude. We have these moments all day. I woke up this morning. Oh, that's incredible. My little coffee machine actually spit out really good coffee. Like I love it. I should acknowledge that and love on that. I don't know, but there's all these little moments, big moments across the globe that these little things make our life richer and fuller and just a smidge better. So let's acknowledge it. And so with that, the quote that I found was when we acknowledge the good in others, we shine a light that helps them see it in themselves. And oh my goodness, isn't that what we want? Like, I want people when they feel my gaze on them, they feel lifted up. Maybe it's just a quarter of an inch, but they feel lifted just a little bit. Because doesn't that feel amazing? I think about, different times kind of in this journey with this business. And I thought there's no way I could ever do what they do, but I can just do this little bit. And I had somebody look at me and say, no, you could do a little bit more. Like, I think you could do some pretty decent things here. Like, and they were nicer about it. It's harder for me to say it, right? But they were nicer about it. And they believed in me before I believed in me. So I was willing to be a little bit brave and try a little bit harder. And don't we want to do that for everybody? Like, I think you're amazing. I think you're incredible and you can do a little bit more. You go believe in you. You don't need me to tell you that, but it sure feels good when somebody does. So what are some things or how can we acknowledge some of those things in our life, right? Some of the people, some of the moments, some of the things. So that's what I looked into is was how. Okay? So I saw what we need to acknowledge, but how do we do it? First of all, say it out loud. Um, don't assume that people know that you appreciate them. Tell them, tell them, like, oh my goodness, I don't know how I would do this every day if it wasn't for Hill and Diane coming in and helping moderate it. Well, dang, Hill and Diane, thank you so much. And I'm sorry I don't tell you that more often. I'm so grateful for you, right? I'm so grateful for all of you that jump on here. Like, acknowledge all of these things because they are beautiful gifts. And we might know, right, inside that I'm like, oh, I'm so grateful for them. But you might not know. So I need to acknowledge that out loud. Next, I've got to celebrate milestones. Big or small, progress deserves recognition. So go see what milestones that you can acknowledge today. Third is to write it down. And you guys know I'm missing my Canadian gratitude journal because it's something that I loved so much because I would get to my desk and it would be sitting right there smiling at me. And I would go write down a little something that I was grateful for that morning. Now I could do it in another journal. I understand this, but it was it was special. But I do need to focus on that and keep the gratitude, keep the wins in front of us so that we can reflect on them daily, because that's important. Number four is to give credit freely. Spotlight others when they've contributed to a win. We are lifted by so many people. Oh my goodness. Last night, I hope you guys were all on the call because it was a really great call. And one of the things that we heard over and over was these two gals that are winning here were pointing outside themselves, right? This person, this person, this person, they gave all this credit. So we got to keep some of it, right? Because they both worked really hard in order to get to where they are. But then we want to give credit where it's due because we are blessed in so many ways. So let's go let people know, hey, I see that you are blessing me in my journey. Next is to be present. Sometimes acknowledging means stopping to see what's really happening around you. And whenever we think about being present, I always think about washing dishes, right? Something we can be completely mindless about, right? Sometimes it's fun. You listen to a book, you get the chores done, you move on. But sometimes it's also fun to be present in that moment and feel the water on your hands and the bubbles and how slippery the dishes are and all of those little things. When we're being present, we're acknowledging that moment and we can get a lot more joy out of it. And then lastly, the we need to recognize our growth. When we look back in our life, in whatever journey, right? Like in a variety of different ways, look back at where you started and then appreciate how far you've come, right? So thinking about the argument that we started this call with, when I look and say, okay, well, I used to argue like this, but I've grown a little bit, and I can argue a little bit more like this, right? We're still going to argue, but I can acknowledge that I've grown. Or I look at my fitness journey, or you look at your health, or you look at, I don't know, your garden, and acknowledge where you have how you have grown, and how far you have come. That can be incredibly powerful. So that's what I had for you guys this morning. Coach got stuck on a call with corporate. I know that's kind of uncommon, but I know he'll be back, or he should be back tomorrow. I can make no promises, but he should be. And we've got a fun one for you tomorrow because it's already prepared. So I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful Thursday and look forward to seeing you back on Friday. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you guys soon.
Bye. Thank
Next
you.
awesome
Great day.
call.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Andrea.
Andrea.
Love you
Andrea,
guys.
love
Have a
us,
Andrea,
beautiful
great
everybody.
job as
Thursday.
always.
Have a beautiful
You have
day.
a good
Have a
day.
great